What up, world? It's your boy Chuck Wick, ill, aka Charles Brown, back again with another Talking Facts. But first, I want to ask you, are you good? Good. All right, man. I ain't been on Talking Facts. I don't think I've been on Talking Facts in over a year and some change, bro. Probably back when the pandemic first started, like a little bit after that. I don't think I've been on this joint for a minute, bro. But I'm back. You gotta feel like you want to do something like this. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you ain't got nothing to talk about, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So I'm ready to come back with Talking Facts. I got a lot of stuff to talk about. I got a lot of stuff I want to think about. I want to get your opinion on. The first thing I want to talk about, first things first, Jay-Z done sold TIDAL. What y'all think about that? So I see a lot of opinions, right? So the story goes like this. Jay-Z, who is majority shareholder, if I'm not mistaken, of TIDAL. I don't think he doesn't own the whole thing, because if you remember back when it first started, like 6 years ago, all these different artists supposedly came together and put all this money in. So all of them, Lil Wayne and I think Jack White and all these people, I'm not sure of Jack White, but a lot of artists pooled their money together and bought shares in TIDAL, and Jay was the face of TIDAL. But TIDAL was already an existing company. I think it's in the Netherlands or somewhere over there. I don't know. But supposedly, according to, whatever, the interwebs, Jay pulled all these artists together and was making a community for better treatment or better percentages given back to artists. I don't know if you remember, Taylor Swift pulled all her music off the streaming services for a few years with that same issue, that the streaming services wasn't really paying enough and it didn't make no sense for her to be on there. And everybody thought she's crazy. I thought she's crazy, but at the end of the day, she was right. Spotify paying you peanuts, bruh. Spotify really hurt the game in a way that it's hard to quantify, because by them doing free music the way they were doing it, where you can just go on and listen to stuff and then hear a commercial in there. Yeah, Pandora was doing that, but Spotify was letting you play direct stuff. Pandora, you just had to wait for stuff to come on. Spotify changed the game, and then they did the subscription, and you could get whatever. So now Spotify is a major force where most of the percentages get paid out are based on around that ballpark. Spotify, Apple. So when TIDAL came out, their whole premise was, we're going to pay artists more of a percentage, right? Nothing crazy, but it's more, which is always good. And at the end of the day, every penny counts. Every percentage point counts when you're an artist trying to get money out here with this music, especially if you're independent. It's a crazy game. You're up against major labels who are paying for playlists, and they paying for placement, and they paying for promo, and they paying to just basically knock you out of the box, no matter how good your music is. That's the fallacy, that just because you got a real dope song, you gonna blow. That's not how this works, bro. There ain't no kind of way how this works. Why do you think they stopped payola and all that stuff? Because the bigger labels could just pay to knock you out. They just pay to get their man on and get you out. I don't know if y'all remember back in the day, right? I believe it was one of these labels, right? I think it was the same label Proswell was on. I don't even remember the artist's name, but all I remember is the label took a random guy and tried to dump like millions, like $1 million video, all this stuff. This is around the time everybody's making these $1 million videos. And they try to take a random guy, they dump all this money into him, and just tried to buy his way into the game. And it was this big experiment, and everybody was like, wow, let's see how this goes. They really wanted to see if they can just take somebody, dump mad dough into him, and just make them pop. Obviously, it didn't work. But that's what they thought they can do, because they had the money. Imagine somebody really good with them same resources that can just dump $1 million, dump $2 million, dump $3 million, and just force you on. They force fed this guy onto everyone. The guy was corny as hell. And if I can remember who it was, I got to do some research. But back in the day, I want to say the early 2000s or whatever it was, late 90s, early 2000s, some label dumped all this money into some cat who was garbage, but they could. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say they can dump mad money into somebody and make them blow. You can't. So all of your percentage points matter to you because you don't have the money to do that. You don't have the money to do that. Yes, anybody can be independent. You can put Pro Tools in your basement, put a mic set up, get some beats off the internet, record that, go on DistroKid, Lander, any of these distribution services. And that's the thing. We didn't have all that back in the day. You had to go find a physical distributor, sit down with him, hope and pray he would like your stuff enough or pay him enough. You had to pay them to distribute you. Up front, pay them. You know, it just was a whole different game. Now it's click a button, distribute it, pay a couple, you know what I'm saying, $100 or whatever it is, and your stuff is all over the world in 2 days. So it's different now. So anyone can be indie, but you can't, not anyone can make money at this. So all of the percentage points counts, and that's why TIDAL was so important to me and to a lot of other people. I bought TIDAL. I had TIDAL probably since it first came out. I might have waited a couple months just to see where it was going. Then I started paying for it because, you know, nobody likes buying stuff as soon as it come out and then they got all these bugs and all this stuff. But, like, I got TIDAL from the very beginning because I believed in the vision that Jay was selling, and, you know what I'm saying, just was a lot of good reasons. Then all the exclusives, every time something dropped, if you didn't have TIDAL, you couldn't hear it. Like, you know, Kanye's album came, what was that album? The Life of Pablo. And I think Life of Pablo may have been one of the first big exclusive to drop on TIDAL that everybody had to have. And it was stuff like that, that if you didn't have TIDAL, you wasn't part of the conversation. And as an artist and as just a fan, I needed to be a part of the conversation. So I had TIDAL probably now, if I'm looking at it, I thought it was 4 years, but I think I had TIDAL now 6 years, because TIDAL came out 6 years ago. And I just recently got rid of it, to be honest with you. I've been thinking about it for at least a year, 2 years. And I just kept paying. But I've been thinking about, like, why am I paying more for TIDAL? Why am I paying more for it? You know what I'm saying? Because the interface was horrible. When it first came out, TIDAL had the worst interface in music. Like, their software interface was the most unfriendly interface I had ever seen. And I used to question myself, why are you paying for this when you can barely find stuff on it? It doesn't save what you're listening to. It just was terrible. And so over the years, it started to get better. The interface is better. Even now, it could use some help, because when I go on my TIDAL, when I want to have a radio experience, I don't go to my TIDAL, because TIDAL isn't good for that. It has these playlists, but I'm not talking about playlists. I'm talking about I can go to LL Cool J channel and just hear all the kind of joints like that. I don't seem to have luck with TIDAL like that. For some reason, TIDAL's algorithm doesn't work well for me, so I go anywhere else but TIDAL for when I want to do a radio type of thing, just let some music play. You having a cookout or something, I don't use TIDAL for that. I don't know why. I don't know why what's going on with them. But I like TIDAL because soon as stuff drops, it's right there on the front page. You don't got to listen to playlists. It's telling you all the new singles. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and the way it's formulate is really good at showing you what's new. And they do a lot of unsigned artists too. Like Apple, they only going to curate what's already popping, in my opinion. If it's already popping, it's right there on the front page. TIDAL has the unsigned and rising artists and all this stuff like that. I have discovered a lot of new music on TIDAL, so that's a reason to have them. But at $13.99, when everybody else is charging $9.99, you're like, what am I paying this for? You know what I'm saying? So, but I paid it. 6 years I paid it. So recently, right, Apple Music, and I hate to say this, like, you know, the big giant in the room, the monster, Apple comes out with this bundle. And don't get it twisted. They know what they're doing. This is not just on a humble, oh, we're going to make this bundle. Apple made a bundle to compete with TIDAL. They're way bigger than TIDAL, but TIDAL's on the rise. So as in business, you're going to try to slow that rise, because Apple tried to buy TIDAL, I think in 2016. Didn't work out. So you can't buy them, destroy them. So Apple comes out with this bundle, it says you get Apple Music, you get Apple TV, which they're trying to push Apple TV because everybody got a TV now. You need everybody Disney, everybody got a app, a channel for whatever. So they're trying to get Apple TV in the same vein as a Netflix. So they got Apple Music, Apple TV, and I believe it's 50 gigs of storage for your phone, all for $13.99. I'm like, $13.99 for all. I get the music, I get the TV, and I get the storage. Or I can just keep paying for TIDAL and just keep getting the songs. You know what I'm saying? At some point, it's like, it don't really make no sense. I got to pay for Apple TV, then go back and pay for TIDAL too. Which I have Apple TV. So, end of the day, I think it was a week ago, right before this thing was announced, I switched over to that. And I was feeling like, kind of like a way. I was like, damn, you kind of, you low key. You know what I'm saying? You kind of low key. Not saying Jay-Z earned for money, but you supporting the vision of what he's doing. And then boom, a week later, I hear he sold it to the dude from Square, Jack, right? The dude from Square. If you don't know what Square is a business processing app. It processes credit card payments, and it processes. You can also do appointments on Square for your company. As a business owner, I use Square. So Square is very well known. And I've also been seeing, as a business owner for over 10, 12 years, I've seen little things that I use be acquired by Square. Square is gobbling up a lot of companies. If you Square and Twitter, the guy Jack owns Square and he owns Twitter as well. And they're like just gobbling up, just Cookie Monster, just eating all these different companies, right? So I see what Square does. Square acquires, swallows up, and then it becomes Square. You know what I'm saying? Square swallowed up internet site builders, swallowed up appointment builders, swallowed up schedulers, like swallowed up credit card process, just swallowing up everything. So it's like a big conglomerate, just eating everything. So when I heard this deal, I didn't feel that bad no more because I don't know this guy Jack from Hold the Wall, right? And I'm not saying he's going to be bad for the culture, bad for artists. Who knows? But what I do know is when I see Square take stuff over, it becomes Square. And it becomes in the same vein as Square. It's just a formula, smoother, sleeker formula for getting money out of people. Which is, it is what it is, right? So, with the mindset of this, of Square being this conglomerate that gobbles up companies and turns them into corporate, just money makers, I don't see how the two, first of all, I don't feel bad anymore because I don't feel like my money is going to be going to starving artists at this point. You know what I'm saying? Which is whatever. It's still, I can't subscribe to every service. So I'm choosing the one to subscribe to. And it's not tight. I might go back to TIDAL at some point. But I don't feel like my money means the same anymore. You know what I'm saying? It could, maybe it never did. But with my understanding, it was supposed to be pushing the culture, not just rap, just indie music forward, right? The small guy, the little guy would be getting their due. We're going to give you X amount more points for your records, and we're going to be continuously finding ways to get you in front of people and to bring your brand or your name up through the ranks so you can be successful in this game, right? And I'm not saying they're not going to do that, but me seeing what the company is about, it's more so about driving up the funds for the stockholders, the owners, and things like that, which is nothing wrong. We are in a corporate society. This is a capitalist society. It's all about making dollars. That's what Jay-Z does. He makes dollars, right? Everybody makes dollars. But now it's just a company to me. And me moving on doesn't feel like I'm betraying the culture, because this now is not owned by the culture no more. Jay-Z not owning it anymore. He's going to be on the board of Square at this point, for whatever that's worth. So no one is now tied into this thing where, oh, there's an artist, a face of this, that is going to be making sure everything is on 100 over here. You know what I'm saying? Now it's going to feel like, oh, this is just another company. It's just another website. This is just another app that's generating cash for somebody at the top that's already got cash. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, it's not about my personal feelings anymore. This just a thing now. I don't know what your thoughts are, but I know Jay made out by, I see a lot of people like, oh, what's going on? Jay's selling off everything. Does he know something? That's what people do when you're a businessman. You snatch stuff low, sell it high. You don't try to hold into it forever, especially if you somebody that flips all the time. You bought something for $56 million, then you can sell it for $297 million, then you did pretty good. You did pretty damn good. So people that don't understand it, they think, oh, he up to something. Oh, man, this guy turned his back. They don't understand. That's broke people thinking. They don't understand what big business really is. So I have no problem with him selling it. I have nothing against him selling it. I think he should sell it if that's what's in his heart to do. If it sounded like TIDAL was a mess. Before Sprint bought it, they was saying TIDAL was probably going to fold. And they were saying he was looking to sell it back then when he sold it to Sprint. 33% to Sprint. And we haven't heard nothing else about that deal, but it was a major deal. You know what I'm saying? So this has always been a thing. It seemed to me that Jay was looking to sell this company. So at the end of the day, I was looking at it as, all right, I'm helping the community. So the little $13.99 is worth it when I'm getting supposedly this stereo quality music, and I'm helping fellow artists, along with myself, because I get paid from TIDAL too. Although I will have to tell you something. TIDAL takes forever to pay. They take forever to pay you. I'm dead serious, bro. They take forever to send you any money, and they take forever to tell you what your numbers are. You know what I'm saying? If you know it all. So it's like all the other streaming services will have sent you your pay, and TIDAL has a big blank there. Nothing. So I don't know what's going on with it, like Karen in accounting or something, or Donna or whoever. I don't know what's going on, but they take forever to pay you at TIDAL. But at the end of the day, Jay did what he's supposed to do. I want to know your thoughts. Put them in the comments, man. Jay's supposed to do Jay-Z things and sell things, but at the end of the day as well, if I'm supporting it for Jay-Z and Jay-Z leave, then I'm probably going to leave too. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Hit that like button, subscribe. Jay-Z has sold TIDAL to Jack, the owner of Twitter and Square. I want to know, man, how y'all feel. You think it's a bad move? You think he should have held it? You think he betrayed the culture? Let me know. I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.